I think Oprah Winfrey is a really inspirational person because of her resilience and empathy. I know she had a tough childhood marked by poverty and hardship. She faced abuse and significant struggles growing up. But despite all of that, she managed to build an incredibly successful career in media, starting as a news anchor and eventually creating her own talk show, which became a global phenomenon and ran it for 25 years. What I admire most is her ability to connect with people on a deep level. She seems to genuinely care about others and uses her platform to inspire and empower millions. Even after achieving so much, she continues to advocate for education, mental health, and equality. Oprah stands out because she doesn't just focus on her own success, she uses her influence to make a positive impact on society.
So the person I've chosen as one of the people I most admire is the pop icon, George Michael. He was, in my view, he was just like, he was so important to me in my formative years, when you're sort of 14, 15, 16, because of his music. You may not have heard of him, but in the 1980s, he had a huge impact on a whole generation of us. One of the things I do remember is that, he was born in 1963, which is the same year I was born in. And he came from an immigrant background. I think it was Greek Cypriot. And his origins were quite humble on a as regards his personal qualities, he always came across as being friendly and creative and mega unassuming. And all of this despite him being an icon. I think I know from what he said in several interviews, he had great difficulties connected to his sexuality. And to my mind, he really stands out because in a day when many of us or many people are bragging about what they do for charities, what they do for people in need, and telling everyone about it. It wasn't until he died in 2016, I think, that it came to light that this person, George Michael, had done so much for charities, helped so many people in need, but without making it public.
I think Greta Thunberg is a really inspirational figure. And that is because to me, she represents that one voice can make a difference. And it doesn't really matter how young you are, inexperienced, if you don't have powerful friends, money, or power yourself. So she started in Sweden when she was 15 years old. She started activism. She started protesting about climate change. Now, even though in the beginning her example was mocked by politicians and she received severe criticism, gradually students from all over the world followed her example and her paradigm and started protesting outside their parliaments as well. So I find her highly inspirational for her courage, for her determination, even though she has also claimed that she has a kind of autism, she has Asperger's, and this is what actually gives her strength or determination or focus on what she does because she doesn't get distracted by other social games, as she calls them. However, I do believe she's a role model for young people, and I think that young people are the future.